I started in Hatzoloh in 1984 as an EMT, and I joined Washington Heights Hatzoloh, and that led me to the idea of starting Westside Hatzoloh. We decided to have a meeting in my parents' home of the Chashva Balabatim of the West Side, and at that meeting it was decided to go ahead with forming Westside Hatzoloh.
I remember we began in 1985, somewhat 25 years ago, and it was quite a class. I remember when we were going through certain trauma and the bleeding and the bandaging. I'll never forget, they were talking about it and we were showing some pictures, and the person next to me kept going, "Ay, ay, 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 ay." And I turned to him and I said, "You know, maybe this is not your field."
Sometimes when you do things in life, you don't really comprehend what the consequences are going to be. When we started Westside Hatzoloh, it seemed like a good idea at the time. We were dedicated to it. It took an enormous amount of time. It took a lot of training. But I don't think we ever really understood how big and how important it would be. And over these last 25 years, I do get a great deal of satisfaction in knowing that so many lives have been touched by it. So many lives have actually been saved. I don't think we really cognized that when we started.
I've been a member for 25 years. It seems like a really long time, and it is, because then I had black hair and today it's white. But it's a prestigious position of being such a member of an organization that does work for the klal and doesn't worry about any other issues, but just wants to help other members of this community.
I remember when Hatzoloh was first starting and we had the question, you know, who should we get to recruit for members? Should they be black hats? Should it be people who daven in this show, or people that daven in that show?
You have big real estate guys, and you have big Wall Street guys, and professors at YU.
Whether they're modern Orthodox, to ultra Haredi, to yeshivish black hat, to the regular balabas, to the synagogue people, to the shtibel crowd.
From all different shuls, different schools, different backgrounds.
We have a lot of different characters.
As soon as that beep comes onto the radio, all of a sudden we're one group, one family, out to help somebody in need. And that's what Hatzoloh is all about.
And my father comes home from a long day of work, and he'll hear the radio, he'll go on a call. In the middle of the night, he'll go on a call. He'll leave the Shabbos table in the middle of shul, constantly going on calls. And this is why my father does it, for the parking spot. This is his permit. No, I'm just kidding. My father goes on calls because he wants to go on calls. He goes on calls because he loves to go on calls. It's chesed, it's synonymous with his name, and you know, it's a true inspiration. It's been instrumental in shaping my outlook and my family's outlook, and we're just so proud of him. And my father and all the Hatzoloh members should continue helping other people, should continue doing chesed, and should continue making the world a better place.
A special good evening to our viewers out west tonight after an eventful day here out east. Surviving Flight 1549, a commercial aircraft, a U.S. Airways flight from New York to Charlotte, lands in the Hudson River in New York City. Nightly news begins now.
About 2 years ago, the famous Hudson plane landing in the U.S. Airways flight that landed in the Hudson, Hatzoloh was dispatched as well to the call. And truly Hatzoloh fashion, Westside 1 was on scene and happened to be the first 2 patients were transported to the hospital from that plane. Were transported by Westside 1, which we transported to Roosevelt Hospital on 59th Street.
So I remember many years ago, my brother and I, on a Friday night, we got a call. We got there and the patient was complaining that he was having a nosebleed for a long time. And of course we took him to the hospital. And on the way back, my brother and I, we were discussing whether or not we really did a mitzvah at Shabbos, you know. Anyway, about an hour later, we had another call, and we took this patient to the same hospital as the first one. And when we got there, the doctor, as soon as we come in, the doctor goes ahead and gives us a thumbs up. We said, "What for?" He said, 5 more minutes and that first patient would have never made it. So you never know.
I do not regret one day or one call or one opportunity that I had to actually go out and to help somebody.
We started with a few fellows in Hatzoloh 25 years ago, and Baruch Hashem, we've saved thousands of lives. We've helped people. We've succeeded in making people feel secure, knowing that Hatzoloh in the West Side is there for their protection.
Fell down. This is H-base with an announcement to all units. We have a report of a building down. We have a report of a building down. Units, kindly clear the ways. Do not go next to it. Try to go as far as you could. Units, please use extra caution. We have a report that the building is down. Which units are trapped? Where are you trapped? West side 1 to H-base. Come on, go ahead. West side 1 is buried under debris with 4 EMTs and 2 patients on board at the triage area, Broadway and Vay. We have the west side bus completely covered with debris. If the scene is safe, if anybody is close by, can help them, do so. If the scene is not safe, do not go in there.
Being a member of Hatzoloh is a little bit like being a member of the mob. Once you're in, you're part of the family.
I'll never forget my first Hatzoloh call in a famous restaurant on 72nd Street. When I got there, and I was the first guy there, and I walk over to the guy at the counter and I say, "What's the matter?" And he looks at me, and all of a sudden, right on top of me, and I said, "How you feeling?" He goes, "Much better now." I guess Hatzoloh is not as glamorous as everybody makes it out to be.
Being part of Hatzoloh is can be a very intoxicating experience, as you can tell. We always like to have a little bit of a good time while we do this as well. We don't it can be very depressing if you're serious the whole time. And if any of you people who are watching this video know anybody at Mount Sinai, at St. Luke's, at Roosevelt, any of the hospitals, or more importantly at the New York City Police Department, it's Hatzoloh, H-A-T-Z-O-L-O-H, not Hezbollah. Thank you.
Congratulate all the founding members of Westside Hatzoloh who 25 years have really been doing a great job for our community, and I want to wish them and give them my hakaras hatov, my debt of gratitude, for allowing an 18-year-old person, an 18-year-old young man, to join a squad, and over the last 23 years give me the opportunity to do something that I truly love doing and lets me affect change within our community.
The organization doesn't take money from the government, and therefore it's all supported by community, and it's an important organization. We're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, whether it's Shabbos, Yom Tov, Yom Kippur. We're there to take care of you and to make sure that you get the best medical treatment possible.
I thank you very much, and I hope that we're able to meet in another 25 years on our 50th year anniversary.
May Hashem help us that you shall never need us. But know that one thing, that if you do, don't hesitate to call, because we'll be ready and we will be there. Have a wonderful evening.